Pretty wrong.
All right, James, what's up, man? Welcome aboard.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Like the hat.
Yeah,
It's old school.
yeah. Awesome.
So James, what made you a Jets fan, man?
Well, I started watching. I remember getting when we got. I'm 22 years old, so I'm kind of a younger fan. So I remember when we got Favre, but I don't really remember watching the Jets until like Sanchez and Rex in the playoffs then, and then like the AFC Championship games. I remember watching the first draft. I remember watching was the Kyle Wilson draft. The great pick that was.
Yeah.
Disaster. Um, so yeah, around that time, that's basically when I became.
So you came in the right time, man. They were winning football games and stuff. So that it was.
He probably thought it was going to be routine, though.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Not this shit that we've had for the last decade.
even then, I mean, I was still hearing it like, oh, the Jets are going to lose. Like the Jets are shit. Jets suck. From everybody. No matter how good they were doing in the playoffs or who they were beating, even after like the Patriots game, oh, they're going to lose in Pittsburgh. So, it's always negativity from people that aren't Jets fans because they just know the history and just think that like, oh, they're just terrible. So
At least they're in the playoffs then now. And that the last few years, man, this has been a shit show.
it's been terrible.
What were some of your favorite memories from those 2009 and 2010 teams?
Well, definitely the Patriots game. I remember I think a Browns game where Santonio Holmes.
Yeah, overtime. There was like 15 seconds left, I think.
Overtime, yeah. I remember that game. Yeah, and then I mean the Steelers game, terrible.
You're so happy, man.
The big question is if Mark Sanchez would have got one more possession, do the Jets win that game? I'll go to my grave thinking they were going to win if he just got the ball back one more time.
Oh,
He was the best player in the field in the second half, man. He was on fire.
yeah, they terrible first half. They just didn't show up.
And that fucking play call, man, when Schottenheimer passed the ball, when he could just ran the ball out, that could have all been avoided.
I'm still not even convinced that was a throw. I don't think his arm was going forward or the ball was going forward.
But I mean, even the play call alone, dude, just made no sense at all. So James, who are some of your favorite players?
Santonio Holmes, even though he did a lot of great plays, even though he did quit in Miami for 1 year. He's one of my favorite players. Braylon Edwards, really good. Let's see, Jamal Adams. Hopefully Sam, if he's good, hopefully.
So now if you mentioned Jamal Adams, man, now we got this whole contract saga where
For sure.
would you pay Jamal, or how would you handle this whole thing now where he could potentially hold out?
Well, I mean, I want to have him. Obviously, they need to just pay him. They need to stop acting like the Mets, and they need to just pay him. This is like the stuff that the Mets do. I'm also a Mets fan, unfortunately. So, the Mets don't like to pay anybody, and they need to pay him. I don't understand that they don't want to pay him for another year, I guess, but if he's going to be like, all right, trade me if you don't pay me, just pay him. Because if you're going to trade him, then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to trade him, and then you're going to have to draft a cornerback, and you're going to have to hope that cornerback is like the next Darrelle Revis or close to it, and then you're going to have to pay him. Because if you're not going to draft another safety and pay him because you don't want to pay a safety, you don't want to pay Jamal. So
See, now there's a notion that you can trade Jamal, then pay Marcus May, then you have Ashton Davis. Is that something that you would buy into, or you just say, no, fuck that, I want Jamal Adams on this team?
Well, like I said, if we trade Jamal, we could pay Marcus May, but he's not Jamal. Like Jamal's a star. He's more like good. Like I just say, if we trade Jamal, we got to get the next close to Darrelle Revis for a cornerback. Because we got to replace not his position, because we have Davis and May, but we have to replace his overall talent in the defensive backfield. So,
What are your thoughts on the Flacco signing?
it's good. I mean, we need to back up because it's just terrible. The backups were terrible. Simeon going down, and then who was it? Falk.
Yeah, Luke Falk.
Terrible. So yeah, I mean he's good. He's not good, but he's a good backup. He was terrible here in Denver last year, but I guess he's better than David Fales and Morgan. So
So what are your thoughts on the Jets offense, man? They upgraded the offensive line. They reshuffled the wide receiver position. They got rid of Robbie. They brought in Perryman. Are you confident in the offense as is now, or do they need more help? What are you thinking?
I think I'd like to go see them. Forget Logan Ryan. I think they have enough cornerbacks. Greg Williams is good enough to scheme up things. Last year, he made basically made players like Terrell Basham and like Neville Hewitt, be more recognized because of what he was doing. So, the Jets, they should go after Larry Warford and definitely sign him because the Jets, they can need all the offensive line help they can get. As soon as one of those goes down, then another one of the crappy backups is going to be in, and then it's going to be a nightmare. And we can't have Sam getting hit and going out and getting hurt. We got to see what he is with Adam Gaze's offense, the guru. So,
What are your expectations for Sam this year?
I mean, I expect him to do good. It's his third year. Hopefully, I expect him to, show that he's, worth that third pick and worth trading picks up to go get him. Like he needs to perform, and Adam Gase also needs to call good plays. Like he can't be like he needs to. I think they need to really get the run game going. He needs to feed Le'Veon Bell the ball, and actually they need to block for him so he can actually get yards and they can actually do a play action pass without, them knowing that it's just going to get pummeled because they can't block.
So do you think there's enough weapons at the wide receiver position? Because right now, if I'm an opposing defense, I'm going to be like, fuck that. I'm going to stack the box. I'm going to dare Sam Darnold to beat me with these receivers. Are there enough receivers outside with enough talent to make this offense be somewhat explosive?
We got to see who this guy Mims is. I mean, it's not good to be putting all this pressure on a receiver, but I guess
I agree.
We have no other choice. Like I expect him to come in and be elite, almost not elite, but like perform. He was upset that he wasn't picked higher, so he has a chip on his shoulder. So go out and show it that you were.
Do you like Perryman?
I don't know. I don't think he's.
Same reaction most of us have. Yeah.
You're being too nice, James, man. Just say how you feel, man. Let it out. Just say what you think, man.
I don't know. Perryman, he's not proven. He had a couple good games with the Buccaneers last year, and that's it. So, I mean, he's a Joe Douglas guy, but he was he's so far he's a bust. So he's a Joe Douglas bust. I want to say that if he,
It's true.
So that's my thoughts on Perryman. I mean, I think that they're going to, this next offseason, they're going to have to try to, depending on how I don't know, say Perryman catches for 1,000 yards. You're paying him a big contract? I don't know. I don't know.
I would hope so if they didn't pay Robbie. But I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be just like a fluke season. I don't know. He's not that proven. That's what I'm saying. He's not that proven. So I don't know. Maybe give him like a 2-year deal, 3-year deal after that if he does that. But chances of that, who knows? Probably very unlikely. Hope. I'm hoping Herndon is going to be hoping that Herndon plays and Herndon does good.
That seems to be the consensus, man. That's like everybody we talk to is like, well, the receivers are kind of mediocre. The running game's probably going to be stagnant, but Chris Herndon's going to be the X factor. Like him and Griffin can help open up this offense. But it's like he's got a lot to prove, man, because he didn't play last year either. He played, 10, 12 snaps? I mean, he's got a lot to prove.
Yeah, Herndon really needs to play good. And Le'Veon Bell, he was terrible last season. Frank Gore had a higher
Dude, don't go there.
I can't put it on Bell.
Don't even go there, man. Don't even cross that bridge, please. I'm trying to drink beer here. I'm a nice Sunday. We can't cross this bridge.
Sorry.
You said Le'Veon Bell was terrible?
It wasn't. It wasn't. It's not his fault. The line was terrible, causing him to not do well.
Did you see Frank Gore's second half of the season when he was a fucking zombie back there? Sorry, Kev. I know that Kevin's shaking his head.
No, dude, I agree with you on that. I mean, It wasn't so much Bell; it was more his usage and just the predictable 1st and 10 run up the middle, 2nd and 10 run up the middle, and then Sam's getting his ass beat on 3rd and long. I mean, that's not any way to set up Bell for success or for your quarterback.
And he runs like he needs to follow his blockers, and they didn't have any blockers, so they need to block for him, which they will hopefully do this season.
I mean, running up the middle, half the time he was fighting for the snap with a linebacker. I mean, he wasn't even, I mean, it was just ridiculous. They didn't go to any of his strengths for probably a good portion of the season.
They should also try to probably throw it to him.
I mean, that's
put him in the slot. Absolutely. And I think that's what a lot of fans worry about is that, between Bell, Crowder, and Herndon, up the middle, short yardage, you might be okay. But what do you have on the outside? Mims is unproven, and we don't really know what Perriman's going to be. And God forbid, if one of those guys goes down, what do you have behind them? Berrios, Vincent Smith, like those guys aren't proven either.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who else is really out there who they could really sign. I mean, it's not that many. They could sign somebody. He'll probably pick somebody up. I don't know.
You got to hope for once there's cuts coming in, once training camp, whenever that is, comes in. Or,
if only they had an extra 4th round pick that they didn't use on a third-string quarterback now. But
James Morgan. So James, so what's your thought on the defense, man? They upgraded the secondary. It seems like with the cornerbacks are upgraded. You have a shitload of middle linebackers. We can play I don't know what they're going to try to defense going to play there, but what do you think about the defense, man? Are they missing anything, or do you feel comfortable going into the season with what they have?
I mean, I'm comfortable going into the season, but we eventually need to get somebody who can actually get a lot of sacks. Rush the passer. I mean, I'd rather sign Warford because they're not going to sign both of them. But I mean, a guy like Everson Griffin would be good just for a year or two. But they eventually need to just draft a defensive lineman who's really good and can get a lot of sacks. Simple as that. They need to hit on the right guy. It can't be I don't know. I can't say Sheldon Richardson and Wilkerson were terrible. They were good. They just had problems.
I mean, Jordan Jenkins is getting better every year, man. His sack numbers are going up every year, but you want that explosive edge guy that has to be accounted for in every play. Or the defense, the offense is like, oh shit, here he comes. We got to double him up and freeze other people up. And right now they don't have that. Which I mean, I've been saying Marcus Golden for I don't know, Kevin, 3 months now?
It would be good.
Fits.
Even if it's not a guy like Marcus Golden, if you can even get somebody like Quinnen Williams and Henry Anderson just stepping up, bringing that pressure up the middle, and allowing a guy like Zuninga to thrive on the outside. I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
Quinnen Williams plays up to his 3 pick potential.
Yeah.
He could turn out to be something pretty good.
I mean, so what is your, it seems like you like with the moves they made so far. What is your expectations for this team this year? Are you thinking that this team can be for the AFC East? Is it a 6-win team? What's your feeling?
Well, you got to think about there's another playoff spot that, that could help the Jets. I don't know. The Jets haven't made the playoffs in 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think we could beat the Bills though, because when we had Mosley, people were forgetting, we didn't have Mosley the entire year, and the 3 quarters he was in the game, he was an entire game changer. So imagine him and Adams and Avery Williamson's going to come back. So all them on the field at the same time, our defense can be really good. So
that the defense is going to be good. What's your level of confidence in Adam Gase maximizing this offense? There's the laugh. The same laugh we all get.
I mean, just got to hope that Sam kind of just plays really good, and no matter what I can't really say that. I guess no matter what the play call is, but just hopefully that he overshines anything that Adam Gase does that's not really great play calling wise and stuff. It is a lot on Sam, but he does have to make the right play calls. But Sam and the receivers have to get open, and they need to block and everything.
What exactly would you want to see in order to feel comfortable bringing Adam Gase back for a 3rd season? Does it have to do just wins and losses, or more to do with Sam Darnold and how he progresses?
A combination of both. Darnold playing well and the Jets doing decent. Like I'd like to see wouldn't be 8-8. 8-8 wouldn't be bad. But the schedule is tough. But that can't be like an excuse. Like if the Jets want to win the Super Bowl or whatever, like they're like we all want them to win the Super Bowl. They can't be. They got to beat good teams. Simple. Like doesn't matter. Like got to face the Niners and the Chiefs. We'll see how they do. See how good they really are against those teams.
Dude, that's a perfect point right there. Because my biggest problem is last year there was too many excuses for this team. We had a ton of them. So now this year it's like all your excuses are gone because you upgrade the offensive line. Wide receivers should be a little bit better. You have Sam another year in Adam Gase's offense. They should be able to roll, man. Like even if they say they come up 6-10, but their offense plays a lot better, at least you feel better about the future of the team. Like you just can't be the schedule is too tough and this and that. There's no excuse for like bad offense anymore. Like they got to be like a top 15 offense at least.
Yeah, I mean they need to score. The Jets have always had. I feel like since the 2015 season, but other than that, they've always been like defense oriented. Even in the 2009 and 10, it was all about Sanchez as a game manager. Blah blah blah.
Around the pound. Yep.
Is he, just run the ball. Just got to run, play good defense, and hopefully Sanchez doesn't throw an interception at the wrong time, and hopefully they can win. That's how it was. I mean, he won like 4 playoff games.
Yep. All on the road too.
Against.
Yeah, but see, I guess the hope for all of us is that I think we all question Adam Gase's ability as a head coach, but a good quarterback can overcome bad play calling. It can overcome bad line play. It can overcome bad receivers. You can make everybody better around you, which I think Sam can do. But Adam Gase still at some point has to be the mastermind behind all this and roll them out of the pocket. Know how to just get more out of everybody, and that's the key to his team. Like, and you got to see that. Like last year, his game management was bad at times. The roster management was horrendous. Like all these things where we ripped Todd Bowles for endlessly. The same thing Adam Gase did last year. So those things have to go away this year. We got to see him progress as a head coach too, because no excuses for anybody.
Yeah, Adam Gase. How many years was he in Miami? 3 or 4?
Three.
Okay, so So I'm counting. I counted those years. You got to count those years. So this is his 5th year. You got to look at what he did in Miami. He wasn't good in Miami. Wasn't good with Tannehill. So this is like his 5th year. He needs to prove that can be a winning or I don't know, like a competent head. No,
fucking say it, winning, dude. He's getting paid to win. Like let's not stop being mediocre. Like 7-9 should not be okay.
I was gonna say
goal is to win. He's hired to be winning.
A winning coach.
Thank you.
Yes, a winning coach.
Poor Kevin's like, what the hell's going on here?
Winning coach. So yeah, it's 5th season. He needs to prove that he's a winning coach. And he made the playoffs for that one season, but other than that, he's been terrible. So he needs to prove that he can. He needs to prove that he deserves to be a head coach. Like,
agreed.
Simple. Very fair. And I think the biggest test will be like, if guys do go down again this year, whether it's Sam Darnold, because you have a backup now in Flacco, getting the offensive line situated, or, if a guy goes down, you have backups now, like show that the next man up can still perform in your offense. Because that's something he didn't do last year. The offensive line was constantly in flux. You didn't get any of those starters, any reps together in the preseason as it was. So you made their lives difficult going into the season already. So, set these guys up for success. Make it easy on them, not more difficult.
Yeah, hopefully they can get everything started soon. Who knows with how everything is going to be going.
That'll be the next excuse.
Yeah, I'll start using that. Oh, yeah, it's been, a crazy year. I was like, I'm already here now. It's been a crazy year with things that's been going on and everything. I'll be saying that. But the governor did say that they can open up training camp and stuff today, I think. So
I think a lot of the facilities are opening up slowly but surely. New Jersey's kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit because we're kind of one of the hot spots. But I'm sure that, our governor is going to work with them and everything else. So, James, if you're looking at an overall thing, if somebody asked you and said, what is life as a Jet fan like? How would you describe that?
Painful.
There you go.
It's painful, but then I don't know, because when they were like good, I was like 10 or 12. I barely remember it. So I don't even know how it would be. Um, I mean, now it'd be great. They were freaking good. Like I remember getting excited about the playoff games. And how great that was. So like with all the losing seasons, when they finally do win again, like everyone says, or they're good, or they make the playoffs, everybody's going to be going nuts everywhere. So we'd be delirious to make the playoffs or do anything of significance.
It's funny as shit. It's like we're in the desert looking for water. Like when we finally find the water, we will be happy again. This team. It's crazy. Well, James, so what is the best way for everybody to follow you, to talk Jets with you?
Twitter.com, jcollins965.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, thank you for your time, man. We definitely appreciate it. We'll do this again soon.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, thank you, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate it.
Good going. Peace.